We in that locker room are changing a culture, and I believe that. And sometimes I tell you guys that, and I know everybody probably says this guy's nuts, or we know we can do better, but I believe the culture is changing, and I thought that was evident tonight.
Mark Stoops is where Charlie Strong was, changing the culture of programs that have been downtrodden recently. Welcome to the Red and Blue Review. Gupper and the gang coming to you from True Home Value. This is our home away from home. We'll talk to you a little bit more about what's going on here at True Home Value that you'll want to know about. But as we jump into the show, Daryl's just fresh back from a trip in South Carolina. You did not come home with a win,
no,
but they did look better.
They did look better. My word of the week, how about this one? Is crow. You like crow?
I like crow.
So here on a previous show, what did I say? Do not name Jalen Whitlow your quarterback. So how much they listen to me. He did okay. Still not the way I would go, but he did all right, and he led them back. It's very impressive.
Not quite as far back as they needed to go. Say hello to Howie Lindsay of CardinalSports.com. Your word of the week is?
Almost. Louisville almost got a lot of help from Tennessee and Northwestern, but almost doesn't count.
In fact, Louisville slid in the polls even after yet another win. We'll discuss that coming up in just a little bit. We are coming to you from our True Home Value friends here, just located off of the Outer Loop area here in the Louisville metropolitan area, but they have shops and stores all over the Commonwealth. We want you to get to know these guys, and one great way to do it is through their $25,000 sweepstakes. You can go to thv.com, truehomevalue.com, or you can call 1-800-476-1966. Somebody's going to win $25,000. That's $15,000 in home improvements and $10,000 to spend any way you want. Okay, we're looking back at a Louisville win and a Kentucky loss right now in our lightning round on the Red and Blue Review. This portion of the Red and Blue Review brought to you by the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety, reminding you to click it or ticket. Well, Jalen Whitlow didn't win the game at South Carolina, but he did win the starting quarterback's job.
I was glad to see that, because I got to admit, I was thinking about some things in the middle of the game. I said, no, let's go with it and see where we're at. We drove it down and cut it to 13, and then we got the turnover, and that was exciting.
We needed to let him play. I thought he got better as the game went. Obviously, I think he had two really bad-looking passes. Other than that, he gave guys opportunities.
We understand it's not perfect. He missed a few throws here or there, but you saw some good runs, and with that dimension, it does add some things, and that was good to see. Now you start putting some real stress on a defense when you can do our normal offense, and try to pick up the tempo, and with the way we try to stretch the field with our passing game and all the different options that Neil can do with a guy that can run the ball, it could be a good threat.
I think at the end of the day, all things being even in this quarterback competition, go with a guy that can make something happen with his feet if protection breaks down, or some of those were just flat out designed quarterback draws. Are going to run with those and see how it works. He played really well. He did get better. I thought it was interesting. This is the first game all year where they actually ran the same quarterback the entire way. Didn't flip-flop in and out, on cue the way they had it scripted. They just let him ride it out and kind of weather the storm. His confidence was growing and growing and growing. I stayed on the sidelines the whole game taking photos. You could just see body language-wise he was getting it, and the other players were coming right along behind him.
Teddy knocked off Temple 30-7 on Saturday. Not quite the big win perhaps Cardinal fans were hoping for, but another solid performance by Teddy. Threw for almost 400 yards and a couple of touchdowns.
Just to watch Teddy develop, and it's been great to just watch his maturity and just watch how he grew, not only from a football player to just who he is. But I say this, Teddy's a great player, but we have a lot of players surrounding Teddy also that are really good football players.
Yeah, I think for Teddy it was kind of, this is what he does. He goes out, throws, 350, 400 yards, a couple of touchdowns, he kind of picks his spots. I think early on in the game, I believe in the first quarter right after that, he'd already hit 9 different receivers. The guy just puts in work, and it is remarkable to watch just how many different receivers he can find, how many different options he has in this offense. So Teddy Bridgewater continues to be big man on campus.
And you could tell he was missing Devontae Parker.
Oh yeah, especially right there in the red zone. He had 3 drives end inside the 10. That's 3 touchdowns for Devontae Parker.
Yeah.
In one case, they tried to throw the little lob, and Michael Lee Harris, I guess, went the wrong way or whatever, and you could tell like there was an open gap where Devontae would have been.
Well, the Red and Blue Review True Home Value is coming to you this week from the headquarters here in Louisville. As we said, we've got locations of this organization all over the Commonwealth, and they could come to your house and do for you the same thing they've done for Lisa Johnson.
Are you a lucky person, Lisa?
No, I'm not.
Well, guess what? You're lucky today because you're THV's grand prize winner of our $25,000 sweepstake.
Oh my gosh. Oh no.
You're going to receive $10,000 in cash and $15,000 in home improvements.
Oh.
Have you ever won anything before?
No, I've never won anything before.
Well, you have the opportunity to win. Remember, you can go right to the website, thv.com or truehomevalue.com to register to win. Well, as you know, Texas A&M has the 12th man in the stands. Kentucky had the 12th man on the field against South Carolina, or did they?
Thought we had an opportunity to stop them. I didn't understand, maybe you guys could tell me, was there 12 guys on the field or was there 11? I didn't understand the call. I thought it was on them. The guy on our sideline thought it was on them. I said, we didn't substitute anybody. We didn't take anybody out after that. So I don't understand. They said there was 12 guys. I said, well, we played with the same guys that were out there, so evidently we played the last 4 plays with 12.
I thought he handled that perfectly because he wasn't real happy about it at the time. A few times during the game, there was one time where they lined up the running back and kicked Whitlow out the wide receiver, and they called illegal formation. Neil Brown says, I still want to prove to me how that was illegal because he says he does it all the time. Handled it well, but what are you going to do in that situation? It probably wouldn't have mattered, but that was a huge stop, and they would have got at least one last gasp to go try to pull off a miracle.
But I do think the officials were very generous in the touchdown that was credited on the goal line. That could have gone either way.
It could have gone either way.
Very generous for the rest.
It could have gone either way on that one. I thought the fumble on the ensuing kickoff, his back looked like it may have caused the fumble as much as anything else. Just watching for, I didn't have the advantage of seeing the replays on TV, but a couple of things like that. It was interesting to see it twist that way away from home. That was it. That was interesting.
Well, Charlie Strong's always trying to look for things to kind of motivate his football team against this lackluster schedule. One of the things they wanted to try to do against Temple is to pitch back-to-back shutouts. They got close, but they lost a shutout right at the end of the game.
You know, what I try to do when you talk about, like, we're seeing a team that we're overmatched, we try to go on with just goals. Like we say defensively, these are the goals we like to set this week. And just see if our players can reach those goals. And offensively, this is what we like to see get done this week. This is a team that we should go out and beat. If we play at our level, we play the way we expected to go play. But you try to put goals in front of our, that week. These are the goals that we're trying to get accomplished so that our players will go out and see if they can accomplish those goals.
Yeah, I think that's essentially what you have to do when you're playing a team like Temple or FIU. Is you set up these false goals. These kind of like, second half. We've got to win the second half. Those kind of goals. And really, that was their goal. They wanted to get a shutout. They almost got it. And how much more impressive would a 30-0 win look than a 30-7 win? They had the punt block right there at the end and gave Temple 7 points in the last 40 seconds. I think there are a lot of Louisville fans pretty upset with that one.
We come back here on the Red and Blue Review. Louisville obviously made the plane ride home after a win, Kentucky after a loss, but which group of players should have been happier after that game? We'll discuss that between these two guys, but as we head to the break, Daryl's going to tell us about the Cat's Paws.
Cat's Paws basketball yearbook is in the house. We are going to start shipping out early in the week, 368 pages, wall-to-wall preview of the upcoming season. To order, just visit catspawsyearbook.com.
You name it, if you can dream it, these guys can do it. It's the Big Orange Building right off of Produce Road, 4200 Produce Road. It's called Smart Shoppers. Drop by and see what these guys can help you do. Your ride down the road will look better than anybody else's if your ride stops here at Smart Shoppers.
Hi, this is Chad with Smart Shoppers. Whether you're trying to put wheels and tires on your everyday ride or you're trying to hook up your custom vehicle, come see me at 4200 Produce Road.
Hi, Tim Fritz here for Tim Fritz Superstores in Elizabethtown. We're hanging steel and we're making deals. We also have over 130 cars at our Radcliffe and our Fort Knox locations. Hey Brian, tell them about the Hot 100.
That's right, Tim. We have over 100 vehicles in stock priced at $250 per month or less, all ready for immediate delivery.
Stop by here in Elizabethtown and see us, or stop by Radcliffe or our Fort Knox location. You can Go online at 765auto.com or just give us a call at 765-AUTO because we've got an auto for you.
This is Chris with Boom Boss Pizza, Westport Village, inviting you out to try one of our best-selling pizzas. This is the traditional buffalo chicken pizza served on a gluten-free crust. Come out to Boom Boss Pizza today and give it a try.
What's your idea of fun? Whatever your idea of fun is, we have a park for that. Kentucky State Parks.
Hi, I'm Teresa Bachman. There's never been a better time to buy a new Volkswagen from Bachman Volkswagen. For great savings on every Volkswagen model in Bachman's huge inventory, come in today. Get financing as low as 0% on most models. Nobody beats our price or selection. Bachman Volkswagen has a huge selection, low prices, and we pay top dollar for your trade. Visit us online at bachmanvolkswagen.com. Bachman makes the difference.
Hi, I'm George Jenkins, the president of True Home Value. We've just given away $25,000 to Lisa Johnson here in Hopkinsville, Kentucky. And we want to remind all you homeowners out there today, go to thv.com and enter our next $25,000 sweepstakes. Also, if you see us at a fair, show, or event, be sure to stop, talk to us, and be sure to enter the sweepstakes right there at thv.com. But you got to enter today.
True Home Value, we want to help winterize your home and your car with the help of our friends at Smart Shoppers. How about this deal right now? The Smart Shoppers Red and Blue Review Special, remote starts installed for $139. That means you don't have to go out to the car every morning and walk out there in your jammies and crank on the heater to warm it up before you go. Do it from right inside your house. Remote starts, $139 installed. It's the Red and Blue Review Special from Smart Shoppers. All right, so Kentucky returns after losing at number 12, South Carolina. Louisville returns after winning at Temple. So which fan base should be happier today? Here's kind of what the players and coaches had to say.
We knew, and we talked about it all week, that they would start fast here at home. A team that could get you off balance and strike very quickly. They did that early. I was proud of our team because we did talk about it and prepare for it. If they did, that we would stay in there and not flinch, take their best shot, and battle back and have an opportunity to make plays in the fourth quarter to win the game.
Personally, I mean, Howie may not like this, I think Louisville took a real hit yesterday. To go to Temple, which we all laughed about, was equally as bad as Florida International, and not destroy them to preserve your rankings, because you got very few chances to lift this thing, to win a game, and to kind of like, oh, they only won 30-7. I thought that did more damage to them than UK, which fell to 1-4 for crying out loud, playing Alabama next week. But everybody down in Columbia kind of walked away saying, well, maybe this is pointed in the right direction after all.
Howie, coming off a win, obviously, but does Kentucky have reason to feel better than Louisville does right now?
Well, I bet their plane ride back is much more joyous than Louisville's, and that's part of the problem. Really, I mean, if they're celebrating, if they're not upset about a missed opportunity down there, then I think that's part of the problem for Stoops, and that's probably something that he's still trying to correct. But the fan base certainly should celebrate signs of hope. For Louisville's, I think most Louisville fans are pretty upset with it. What's interesting is both games are fairly similar. Both teams got a 3-touchdown lead on a team that was pretty outmatched, and then kind of coasted in the second half, I think. And Kentucky had the firepower to come back. Temple just didn't.
This section of the Red and Blue Review, we call it our Eye to Eye Debate, is brought to you by the Eye Care Institute of Louisville. All three of us have just recently had LASIK surgery. Howie, give us a little idea about how your life has changed since you had your eyes worked on about, 2 weeks ago now?
Yeah, it's been just awesome. I mean, it's fantastic. I no longer have to wear contacts or glasses. I wore contacts or glasses for 20 years, had dry eye infections. My eyes would just hurt at the end of a day. No more. It's awesome. I should have done it a long time ago. If you're in the same boat as me, do it today. Just at least go get yourself checked out.
In fact, one of the great opportunities you have comes up just later on this month. On Tuesday the 15th at 6 o'clock, they're going to have a gathering at the Eye Care Institute, the Louisville campus, and someone who shows up to learn about LASIK is going to win a free procedure. The number to dial is 855-589-5000. 1500. Dial that number right now to get your spot. There's going to be a limited number of spaces. 855-589-1500. When we come back, Louisville's team has fallen again on the AP poll despite a win. We'll kick that around with Howie, but first, Howie's going to tell us about CardinalSports.com.
Absolutely. Football's in full swing. Basketball is starting up right now. There's no better time. Log on to CardinalSports.com and just debate with fans, watch videos, watch our post-game interviews. Check it out at CardinalSports.com.
Today we're talking about the Polotate. Food Network voted it the top pizza in Kentucky, and it is an International Pizza Award winner. Come down and try the Polotate at Boomba's Pizza, Westport Village.
Join the club at Sam Swope Auto Group. When you service a vehicle at any Sam Swope dealership, you automatically become a Service VIP Rewards member. You get member pricing on parts and service, lost key return, and emergency roadside assistance. Plus, you can earn points that qualify you for discounts on your next vehicle purchase, up to $2,500. The best part is becoming a member is free. Become a member today at any Sam Swope dealership. Nobody walks away because everybody saves.
To save more lives this summer, we've stepped up highway law enforcement. So, don't forget to buckle up, don't speed, and don't drive while impaired or distracted. Because this summer, we're going to have Kentucky completely covered. Blue lights across the bluegrass.
No excuses, no exceptions.
Bob Hook Chevrolet is your commercial fleet headquarters.
We stock a huge selection of work-ready vehicles for every job in Kentuckiana.
Express vans, Silverados, dump trucks, service bodies, flatbeds, cutaways, and more.
Our expert staff can assist you with your vehicle needs so you can focus on your business.
And with priority service and commercial owners, we help keep you on the road.
So whether your fleet has 1 or 100 vehicles, look to Hook.
Because Bob Hook's got it.
Hole number 5 here at Oxmoor Country Club is just one of the reasons Oxmoor is a place you got to play. This fairway is very wide and very inviting for your drive, but now my approach shot, I've got to try to hit this ball over the widest 4-foot creek you've ever seen. Get on that green. Next shot's going to be a putter. Stay tuned to more reasons why Oxmoor is one of the places you gotta play. And if you'd like to play it, October 24th is your day. Red and Blue Review, Oxmoor Country Club, and Golf Bucket TV is providing a member for a day for only $50. You'll get cart, greens fee, food, be eligible to win prizes, only for $50, but we only have a few slots. Go to oxmoorgolf@gmail.com to request a tee time. We can't promise you're going to get one. These are going to go fast. oxmoorgolf@gmail.com. All right, it's time now for our Game Time storylines. Kentucky went on the road and scored 21 points in the fourth quarter at South Carolina. Now, that didn't equal a win, but it does equal improvement.
It is good. I mean, we got to prepare. We've got to go fight. We've got to play. It's a tough schedule. You know, these guys think it's easy coming in here and playing this team on the road, and then next week think that's easy, you know, but it is what it is, and I like the way embrace that challenge of preparing and playing. And if we do that to the best of our abilities, sure, it frustrates me because I feel like that's our job as a coaching staff to put them in a position to win and to get more out of them. And so I've told you that over and over, and I've told them that if we give it everything we got, prepare the right way, fight, I can live with the results because I know we're getting better.
To me, perfect hire. I thought that from the beginning. I think the more I get to know him, the way he handles himself, and smart enough to say, I'm a defensive guy, I'm doing this, but I don't know offense. I'm going to let Neil Brown run this kind of funky offense, see how that goes. I thought that was a smart move. It's going to be fascinating. I worried that this team wouldn't have anything left after this 4-game gauntlet, which ends with Alabama next week. But they're doing okay. They're not winning any of them. Did anybody think they were going to win any of them?
Nope.
No. They're not getting destroyed. And the confidence, for some reason, seems to be growing. They're developing during this stretch. Interesting to see what happens when they come out the other end. They've got a Mississippi State and Missouri, which aren't pushovers by any stretch. And you got Georgia and Vanderbilt. Maybe I should have kept my mouth shut. It doesn't get a whole lot easier, does it?
Going into the Temple game, Charlie Strong was concerned his team might stoop to the level of the competition in the second half. The Cardinals did.
What I always talk to the players about is just going out and it's just being the best you can be and go and compete at a high level. The standard has been raised here, so let's make sure that we don't lower our standard and don't play down to the level of our competition. If we think we're better, let's go out and show everyone that we're better. Now, if we don't, then if we want to go out there and just kind of mess around for 4 quarters, then we're going to go out there without the focus. We can go have a chance to go lose a football game.
Yeah, my buddy Wildcard on CardinalSports.com said it best. Louisville missed a chance to get better. Yes, they won. Yeah, they still got the W, all that kind of thing. They just missed a chance to really prove themselves and as a national contender. And it reminded me some of some of their performance against Kentucky, where it was just a little off, like in that first half. The trouble was against Kentucky was doing some clever things on defense. I don't think Temple was doing all that much clever in the second half. I think Louisville just kind of took their foot off the pedal and was like, we're good. We'll coast to another win.
I think sometimes coaches are concerned, especially in the SEC, you have to get your players up too often to play. Honestly, this year, they don't even have to get up to play at Louisville. Their talent is so overwhelming, they really don't have to be on their A game to win.
And see, that's the trouble. The next 2 weeks, they actually do. Like the last 2 weeks, they show up, play. But this, you've got Rutgers coming up. You're going to have to actually play with these guys. You got Central Florida coming up. You got to actually play against those guys. Have they lulled themselves to sleep? And that's a fear. You can't do that.
See a winner or be a winner, and you can with True Home Value's sweepstake. $25,000 at stakes, $15,000 in home improvements, $10,000 in cash to go anywhere you want to spend it. Here's how you register: thv.com, truehomevalue.com, or even the 800 number 476-1966. Columbia, South Carolina is a tough place to play, but those youngsters that suited up for Mark Stoops didn't seem to notice it that much.
We came on the road and played in one of the best environments in college football. Our young guys did not flinch, which I didn't think they would. They did not flinch. Came on the road, hostile environment, and we got a chance to win the game. Late in the fourth quarter, we had a chance to win the football game. That's what you build off of.
And look how many young guys are out there. JoJo Kemp, all the wide receivers. And Jalen Whitlow's only a sophomore. Don't get carried away by him being the old guy. This team is getting better and better. It's just interesting to watch all these youngsters out there running around, growing up before your very eyes.
Well, everyone who follows the Cards knows that everybody in the nation is dissing that Louisville football schedule. Case in point, the Cards win. They still fall one spot in the latest AP poll, from 7th down to 8th. Here's what Charlie tells his team about their schedule.
People look at where we are, and I think that they look at the team that we have, and so they say, okay, you guys have a good football team, but you're not playing anybody. But I tell our team all the time, it's all about how we play, and we can't worry about what anyone else says.
That is the correct response, and really it's the only response for Charlie Strong. That's all that's what he's going to continue to say throughout this season. Now, the next couple of weeks, as I mentioned, they've got some good tests there. They've got to put it on these better teams. But really, they can't do anything about their schedule now. The players shouldn't even worry about it.
Red and Blue Review coming to you this week from True Home Value. We've been recently coming to you from places like Smart Shoppers. We've done a series of shows for the Kentucky State Parks. We can go absolutely anywhere and take our show to you. If you have a business or an event you want to promote, we'd love to help be part of it. Just contact me directly. Go to gupton@redandbluereview.net.